Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Monday, November the 21st, 2022. My name is Stephen Carnegie, and welcome to This Is Just a Thought. Today's word of the day, fortitude, which means strength of mind. Fortitude. Hope everyone's enjoying their Monday. Back to work we go. Back to work we go. The beginning of the work week. Not my favorite time of the week. I don't know about you guys. It just isn't mine. But temperature here in North Carolina, man, cold, cold, cold. Temps got down last night into the 20s. In some spots here, it got down into the teens even. Man, had a bit of a frost. Well, it wasn't too bad. Temperatures are expected to be up in the 50s during the day. And by Thanksgiving, like I said, it's going to be a short week for many of us because Thanksgiving is Thursday. So it's going to get into the 60s on Thursday, I believe. I'll take that in comparison because these 20-degree nights and teens even. Woke up this morning, had a little frost on the windshield. I didn't have to scrape it. I just let the defrost work. But man, it was cold. You could feel it. just could. Man, like I said, Thanksgiving, the weather looks great. Looks good. Going to be in the 60s. So many of us that will have Thanksgiving off get a few days also. Thursday and Friday, going into the weekend, and then you go back at it again next Monday. Man, how about that? How about that? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Man, but the temperature here is mild in comparison, I gotta say, in comparison to what is going on in Buffalo. Wow, they got hammered Saturday. Over 6 feet of snow. And man, if you saw it, most people aren't 6 feet. And that snow was just blanketed everything. So much so they could even play the Buffalo Bills versus the Cleveland Browns game on Sunday. Had to move it. The Bills won, by the way, 31-23. Had to move it to Detroit inside. I guess that's better than being outside in all that snow. Hey, even some of the citizens, they had to help shovel through and help some of the players get out so they could play in the game. Man, and then of course, hey, there were some reports of folks that lost their lives, during the snow, traffic. I believe there was even one case of someone that lost their life trying to use a snowblower to blow the snow out. We hear that every year, especially up north. Shoveling snow, it ain't an easy task. I can tell you that. Whether you're in shape or out of shape, it takes a lot out of you. Just does. But man, in comparison, I'll take these little 20-degree nights and 50-degree days in comparison to all that snow. 6 feet of snow. Final count was 21.5 inches. Like I said, most folks aren't they aren't 6 feet. I wonder how they made it through that. I just do. All right, let's move along here, man, to some football. Wow. A lot of great games yesterday. Just was. And I'll start. The Chicago Bears were defeated by the Atlanta Falcons 27-24. The Bears. The woes continue. We know the season's pretty much going. We just do. They are rebuilding. The offense looks fairly well. They just can't. They start too late and they can't stay in the game long enough to put it away. They just can't. I believe Justin Fields went out with a shoulder injury. I hope he'll be back. Just do. And moving along here, also the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Indianapolis Colts 17-16. Don't let that score fool you, because the Eagles struggled. The Colts, surprisingly, they had that game, but they just couldn't finish it. What's going on with the Eagles? They lost last week last Monday, and barely won this week. What's going on with them? I hope they aren't that infamous NFC East curse. You guys are going to let the Cowboys come and take it? I think not. I think not. Man, and also the New York Jets were defeated by the New England Patriots 10-3. The Washington Commanders defeated the Houston Texans 23-10. And the Los Angeles Rams were defeated by the New Orleans Saints 27-20. Wow. What has happened to the Rams? I know they had injuries. I know Stafford just came back. He was out last week and he came back this week. But this whole season, they haven't looked like Super Bowl contenders at all. They just haven't. Wow. They ain't looking too good. They look horrible. They just do. And this was kind of a surprise to me. I don't know about you guys. The New York Giants were defeated by the Detroit Lions 31-18. Come on, New York. You guys and the Eagles, y'all gonna let those Cowboys take the NFC East after all that hard work you put in this season? Maybe. Yeah, that was a surprise to me. The Lions finally got them one. They've won 3 in a row. How about that? And, of course, speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, now this was a surprise. I expected the game to be a whole lot closer, but the Dallas Cowboys, they defeated the Minnesota Vikings 40-3. That's right, 40-3. Wow. That was, wow. The Vikings couldn't get anything going, and I got to admit, but, those Cowboy fans, they won't shut up. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Of course, you already know what they've started. This is our year. We're Super Bowl bound, baby. You guys ain't Super Bowl bound. But they look good. I got to admit that. The Dallas Cowboys, even down to the special teams, the offense, the defense, they were firing on all cylinders yesterday. They put 40 points on the board against the Vikings. And hey, the Vikings, they were underdogs, but they have been winning. They haven't been winning by much, but they were certainly in the playoff picture. And they're still in the playoff pictures. And they were still saying, hey, the Vikings is that squad to beat. Apparently the Cowboys did 40-3. That offense, man, they look pretty good. That run game, it looked outstanding. Pollard, as you know, Ezekiel Elliott was out for a while. He came back. He did his thing. But it was Pollard. It was Pollard that put in the work. His running, even receiving out of that backfield. So maybe the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I couldn't even get it out. You guys ain't going to the Super Bowl. That infamous, and I do mean infamous, Cowboy skid and flop is coming. It just is. Guys look good, though. I got to admit that. They look good. Man, Cowboys of old. But time will tell. All right. And also, man, I got to go back to last Thursday. Oh, boy, the Green Bay Packers were defeated by the Tennessee Titans 27-17, and the woes continue for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I'm sure by now, the Green Bay Packers organization and Aaron Rodgers also, they have to admit and they realize they made a huge mistake letting Davante Adams go. I'm not knocking the young receivers, but they're young. They can't run those routes. They can't find those soft spots. They don't know how to shake those cornerbacks and safeties like that, or even the linebackers the way Davante Adams did. They're rookies. I understand that you guys wanted to hold on to Aaron Rodgers because he is indeed that premier player, premier quarterback. He is the franchise. But you guys should have never let Davante Adams go. That was a huge mistake. Just was. And I think you guys realize it by now. Just do. So much so, many commentators and analysts and even some fans are calling for Aaron Rodgers to be traded. They want him out of there. I don't think they would trade him. Even if they did trade him, they still got to pay him. Where you gonna get more money from? It was just a huge mistake all the way across the board. And also, man, this Thursday, Thursday, like I said, is Thanksgiving, so you know there's going to be some football. Thanksgiving football. The Buffalo Bills versus the Detroit Lions. That's going to be a good one. I really think that's going to be a good one. Yeah, I just do. And, God, of course, the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the New York Giants. All right, Giants, don't let the Cowboys come and take that NFC East. Because as it stands now in the NFC East, it's the Eagles, then the Giants, then the Cowboys, and the Commanders. Commanders have been winning as of late also. Washington. So, Giants, yeah, you guys gotta do something. Are you gonna let the Cowboys take second place? Oh man, what is going on? This is the perfect time of year. This is the NFL. Because it most definitely seems like those teams that at one point in time were at the bottom of the heap, now they're in the top of their divisions. They just are. And they could even go to the NFC North. I can't remember the last time I just can't remember the last time I ever saw Minnesota sitting at the top of the NFC North with the Detroit Lions second. It's been a while. It's been some years. And, of course, you know, you have Green Bay and Chicago sitting at the bottom. Yeah, Chicago's at the bottom. They just are. So, hey, happy Thanksgiving and enjoy those football games. I'll probably be working. But, hey, I'm going to try to find a way, somehow, some way to watch it on the phone. All right, let's move along here, man. The WNBA's Brittany Griner, man, sad to say, she has been moved to what is called a Russian penal colony prison, maximum security prison. And those penal colonies are notorious for being horrible. They said that those penal colonies many are saying those that survive is inhumane conditions. They also said that those prisoners, they work anywhere from 12 to 13 hours a day maybe, and they earn anywhere from $2 to $3 a month. And they also went on to say that she is going to experience some extreme hardship because she is, of course, an American. And hey, most Russians, it's a known fact, they have no love for Americans. So they're saying she's going to be going through it. And then, of course, the fact that she's black, she's going to be going through it also. They're saying the racial epithets that she will endure, it can't compare to what we here endure in America. Wow. So pray for her. She's going to prison to serve that 9-year sentence for smuggling those vape cartridges into Russia that contain hashish oil. Wow. Pray for her. Just pray for her. All right, let's move along here again. Wow, hey, looks like former President Trump's Twitter account has been reactivated. Wow. But he says he's not returning. He says he doesn't see a reason. After they deactivated his account, locked him out, he said, hey, why should I return? And this came on the heels or also after Elon Musk, he took a poll. He asked Twitter users, hey, how many of you guys would like to have President Trump's Twitter account reactivated? And 51.8% said yes. But President Trump says he's not coming back no matter what. Says he's going to stick with his own new social media platform called Truth Social, which he developed through his Trump Media and Tech Group startup company. He says, hey, no matter what. And of course, they reactivated this account that came on the heels of him announcing that he was going to run for president in 2024. I'll let you guys know about that announcement because it's tying right into the next that I'm going to be talking about, the combination of the midterms and you know, those vying for re-election and what have you. Many in the Republican Party, they're none too pleased with his announcement. They just aren't. And also, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, announced also last week that she was going to step down from her position as Speaker of the House. Of course, you know, this comes on the heels of her husband being attacked in their home. Understandably so. She has to go home, take care of her husband, as she should. They're married. I'm sure he would do the same for her. That's just what married people do. Take care of each other in time of need. So she's stepping down, and they're saying, hey, that they want Hakeem Jeffries, who's from New York, a Democrat, they want him to take her leadership role. Now, last week I misspoke. I said that the Democrats had control of the House. That isn't true. It's the Republicans that have control of the House. And the Republicans are saying they want the Speaker of the House to be their own Republican from California, Kevin McCarthy. Wow. Things have a change. And of course, you know, that Senate's who's going to control that Senate is still up in arms, still waiting on the outcome of that Georgia Senate race that is, of course, has to have a runoff scheduled for December the 6th between Herschel Walker and Warnock. And of course, you know, many are saying they wish Herschel Walker would go somewhere. But what if Herschel Walker actually won and helped those Republicans take control of the Senate, or at least maybe not take control, but at least have a split? Stranger things have happened. So if you're saying to yourself, like many have said, they don't want him there, he's too dumb, he sounds horrible, he's a disgrace, somebody's drinking the Kool-Aid, because he's still in it. Yeah, he just is. He just is. So we'll see what happens with that. Certainly is some, I won't say strange, but tell all signs of where we're going as a country with our politics. And that leads right into this next piece. All right, let's go get it. Now, this weekend, there was a Republican Jewish coalition convention that was held, and many top Republicans came. And just like I told you before, President Trump didn't come, by the way. But just like I told you before, there may be some inner fightings of sorts in that Republican Party, because the convention was held, and many, of course, of those top-ranking Republicans, they brushed off President Trump. And their go-to, or their main guy, they're saying, is Florida Republican Governor DeSantis. They want him to be the nominee for the Republican Party for president. Of course, you know, Mike Pence. Now, Mike Pence gave an interview last week with a tell-all interview with ABC News, where he sat down, and of course, he talked about, among many things, the January 6th riot. Talked about the January 6th riot, even talked about the possibility of him running for president in 2024. He said, hey, I can't give you a definitive answer. It's being, however, strongly considered and talked about amongst myself and my family. So he might run in 2024. And he also went as far as to say, he just did, and he echoed it again yesterday, that he thinks, he believes, and he knows wholeheartedly that Republicans, whether it be within the party or the Republican voter, they're going to have better options in 2024. In other words, I guess that was a snub to former President Trump, as opposed to having just Trump there and leading the party. They're going to be more that are going to step up. And it just wasn't echoed by former Vice President Mike Pence. It was also echoed by DeSantis and many other top-ranking Republican officials. So it appears, even though the Republicans have taken control of the House and they're vying on that Senate, they're crossing their fingers and they're trying to galvanize the voters to go and vote for Herschel Walker. They're looking further down the line to 2024, and if they want to unseat, if they want to get President Biden out of there, they know they have to have somebody that can take the lead. Now, they did go and say that, go as far as to say that President Trump and his policies, and as far as his governing, it was right in line with what Republicans stand for, and he was great at that. But they're saying that his actions and comments and just how he conducted himself was bad for the Republican Party. It wasn't a good look. Well, as we all know, President Trump, those Twitter fingers, they were a moving. kind of odd. Many say it was odd, but I don't think it was odd that he said he wasn't going back to Twitter. Why would he? Just like he said or alluded to, hey, you guys deactivated my account, you kicked me off, you bashed me, and why would I go back to you? So we'll see how this all plays out. This is it's some strange times in politics, because here you have, and it's showing quite possibly, like they said, that those midterms last week or a week or so ago, they did tell a tale. They did show that, hey, maybe many Americans are split as to how the direction of the country is going. Before the midterms came, there were many Democrats that were questioning and ridiculing President Biden also. Just like those in the Republican Party are questioning and ridiculing and brushing aside and distancing themselves from former President Trump. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of those that ran in that midterm, as it relates to, there were a few that aligned themselves with President Trump, and by the way, all of them they lost. So those in the Republican Party that distanced themselves from President Trump, I guess they're saying now you see why. And they flat out said, or they hinted at, that he was bad for the party. He was bad for business because of his extracurricular activities. Gotta admit, the guy didn't care what he said. He didn't care who he offended. Said what was on his mind. Even though it may have been cruel or inappropriate, hey, he said what he thought. Not many politicians can say that. They're always hiding or trying to sidestep issues and questions. So it appears that the Republican Party, they have some shoring up and some work to do. Because there are some within that Republican Party that are still loyal to President Trump. So if you're saying that you don't, even though former President Trump has announced he's running for the presidency, if you're saying he's not going to get the nomination, what do you do with those within your party that are saying, hey, they still align themselves with President Trump and they want him to be the nominee? How are you going to fight that? It kind of brings me back to, because about 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I spoke about the possibility. There was a poll taken here in North Carolina among voters, and they were saying that there quite possibly could be a civil war as a result of the midterm elections and maybe even the 2024 presidential elections if the Republicans didn't get what they wanted. They said there quite possibly could be a civil war. Like I said then, and I'll say it now, I must have fell asleep and woke up and hit my head on a stupid stick, because I don't see that coming. Then again, who knows? Stranger things have happened. January 6th. Which also, by the way, during that tell-all interview that former Vice President Mike Pence, they asked him about the January 6th riots, of course. And as we know, that when those rioters or protesters, however you word it, came in, they started screaming, "Hang Pence, hang Pence. He should be burnt alive just like all the rest of them." They weren't there just looking for Nancy Pelosi. They were there looking for Vice President Pence also. And they say that might have been because of the urging on of sorts from President Trump and him wanting Vice President Mike Pence to disqualify that electoral vote for that presidential election, which, by the way, he just couldn't do. There was no way he could do that. But they're saying to those that were loyal to President Trump, my question is, what are you going to do with it? Because they flat out said that they want Trump. They don't want Mike Pence. They don't want DeSantis or anybody else you guys come up with. And also in the Republican Party, even though, like I said, Kevin McCarthy is they want Kevin McCarthy, a majority of the Republicans want him to be the Speaker of the House. There are some within the Republican Party that are saying, no way, no how, he's not the guy. Republicans have a lot going on. There's a lot of wranglings and inner fighting going on. So what are they going to do? We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Maybe it'll all play out. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Yep. Former President Trump said, nah, I ain't going back to Twitter. You guys jerked me around. I created my own social media platform, and I'm going to stick with that. Wow. How about that? Strange times in politics. Strange times in politics. Wow. Certainly there's a lot going on in this country as it relates to politics and policies and procedures and whatever or what have you. So if you guys are saying to yourself, I don't care about politics, it ain't none of my concern, I think you guys might want to take a second thought at that and second look. We now know, and we now, as we're living and breathing and walking through, we know that those that we put in office, they just don't quite possibly indirectly, but they directly affect our way of life, our day-to-day dealings. They just do. You look at the economy right now. Look at the looming recession that is coming. You look at the price of doing business, goods, gas, food, clothes. And now we quite possibly could have another railway strike. Yeah. And maybe another railway strike coming. And that's going to throw everything off as far as getting goods from point A to point B. Just like back here this summer, when we had that supply chain debacle with those ships sitting out in ports unable to come in because they didn't have anybody to unload. Now we may have a railway strike, and this is the second one, by the way, because I believe we had another one back here. Quite possibly was another one that was coming, and that was averted because they got what they wanted, and here we go again. Wow. So if you're saying to yourself, politics ain't my bag, it ain't that important, just take a look around you. Just go outside of your door and try to conduct business on a day-to-day basis. Try to survive, live. Yeah. Politics it's one of those things that, like I said, we no longer can say it doesn't affect me directly and not see that it really and truly does, because those we put in office, oftentimes, whether we like it or not, whether Democrat or Republican, whether black or white, a lot of times those guys, and they go in the opposite direction from what they were put in there for, and that's what turns a lot of people off. And now you have that going on in the Republican Party also. Just do. So we'll see what happens with this. We will see what happens with this. All right, I got to go and get out of here. Of course, hey, I got to go to work today. Got to go to work on Monday. Back to work I go. Back to work I go. Hey, I want to thank all of you that have subscribed to this channel and page. Continue to listen. Hit that like, and for those that haven't subscribed, hit that like and subscribe button. And also get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Yay or nay. Hey, I'm fine. I've been on this earth 49 years. Ain't too much of anything anyone can say to me that will offend me. It's just not. It's just not. So hit that like and subscribe button. I will be bringing you more of these podcast videos. Whatever the topic is, you'll find out when I find out. Thank you for listening. Amen.